Welcome to the Americana Bistro Girl. I'm your host, Dr. Rob here, and was the stage name for Roberto Alvarez-Galloso. We're here to celebrate one of the greatest rock country Americana music groups in Idaho, called The Kingdom. It's for me, it's a pleasure and an honor. So, number one, welcome here to the Florida countryside.
Thank you for having us.
For me, it's a pleasure and an honor. You did a recording called Kingdom of the Damned. And I wanted to know, it's an EP, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Number one, what was the inspiration behind Kingdom of the Damned? And how did you go about doing it?
The original inspiration was kind of like when you heard in 300 the movie where it's like Spartans, what's your profession? They all have that war cry, that like ooh ooh ooh. That was the original like rhythmic thing, and then Logan, or the Mask, I should say, added a tribal beat to it, and then it just went from there.
We kind of named the EP after the song. We had another member that was with us, but he passed away, and so those four songs were his baby, and it's in honor of him. That's why we did that, and why we kept the names the same. All that stuff.
Yeah. Tell me the name of the composer who passed away. He must have been a really great composer and a great person.
He went by Inuvio Sonata. And he lived all over from Arizona to Alaska, Idaho, and he's kind of the reason why we got together and why we sound the way we do. He was pivotal in sculpting that EP.
Yeah. I know
you didn't have to do much modification.
Your EP was really great, which leads me to three questions in one. How did you get started with the Kingdom? Where are you right now? And what is your outlook in the future, performance-wise and music-wise?
Well, we kind of formed, like I said, Inuvio kind of handpicked all of us. And when he passed, we all it's hard to fill a void that can leave with somebody. And so our vocalist was playing guitar at the time, and he stepped up to take over vocals. We added another guitarist who plays very similar to Inuvio, and that's kind of where we're at. That's how we formed. Where we're at is we've got one more show this year. Is it the Benefit?
Yeah.
The Benefit on Sunday, and then we're gonna take a hiatus, and probably January or February we'll have another EP out.
Yeah, we have like 5 to 8 songs we're working on.
And then where we're hoping to go is the sky's the limit. I've been telling these guys that I want to get out of, like, branch out, go to Utah, go to Arizona, go to Florida, wherever we can get a show that we can play our music and help people and spread the word. That's where we want to go.
Yeah, that's why that's why we're interviewing you. Number one, we want you to do a lot of concerts in the States. And I would definitely love to see you here in Florida, in South Florida. I'm in the countryside next to Florida City and Homestead, and I would just love to see all of you do concerts in the Florida Keys or in Florida City.
Florida would be fun to do.
And in addition, I also wanted to promote the true American music. What is the true American music? Whether people agree with me or not, I don't know if you agree with me, but I've often looked at the true American music as the South, some areas of the Midwest, and some areas of the Rocky Mountain states. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Idaho, Montana, and the Dakotas are included.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you're really good. I heard your EP, and it was really great. I love it, and you really deserve it. And you're going to have another interview with us next year when you have your other EP. And
Okay.
in addition to the beginning, the present, and the future, since you say the sky's the limit, where can we get the material from the kingdom?
We have everything that we recorded, we put it on all major streaming platforms. So it's not just Spotify. You can find it on whichever one you decide to use.
Mhm.
But we also have a website. It's our band name, and
I think it's .llc.
Yeah, the Kingdom LLC.org or .com or something like that. And in the future, that's how we kind of want to continue. So like all art that we have, all music that we have, we just kind of
it's the kingdom.llc.
the kingdom.llc. So
the kingdom.llc.
Mm-hmm.
LLC like Louisiana, and then Ohio, and then California.
No, LLC, like LLC for a business.
Oh, okay, LLC. Thanks for correcting me.
You're
And
welcome.
how did the kingdom come out? The name, and the concept.
it's kind of a two-part story there. So
Well, we're all kind of eclectic in our influences, and it kind of encompasses like a kingdom. Like Colton over here is a gigantic Iron Maiden fan. I'm a Rush fan. This guy, Mikey, on vocals is like Whitechapel, Slayer, Hatebreed. Nick back here is trained in classical guitar and does all sorts of blues in 70s and 80s. And Casey, the maniac behind the bass, is
whatever he decides.
Yeah,
it is whatever I
mean,
decide.
he's done everything from like Flea to the Bloodhound Gang. So we kind of sculpted it around us just being unique in our own personality and influences, but also what we make when we're together.
Yeah. You're not, no, Casey isn't a maniac. Neither all of you are a maniac. I look at all of you.
I don't know about that, man. Well, you need to come
Don't
see
worry.
our live shows.
Don't worry. If you're a maniac, I might be a maniac too, but you're not a maniac.
This
You're doing what
dude
you are.
over here
What you
skinned
are.
like the skin off his knees when he was doing a power slide.
Everybody in the kingdom, you're more than a maniac. You're more than anything else. You are doing what is called a rock and roll revolution. There are revolutionaries and there are revolutionaries. And you are the true revolutionaries who are reviving rock and roll in a country and a world that is in dire need of true rock and roll music. And when I mean true rock and roll music, I'm talking about the stuff that you're doing, Deanne Hilton is doing, and the Breezeway is doing in Ohio. And this is the type of rock and roll that we need. We're not talking. We don't need the Burger King, New York, Hollywood, or Nashville scene. We need the true grit, and that's why we called you. And I also hope to see you again next year. And in spite of my name, Roberto Alvarez-Galloso, I go by the name of Dr. Rob as well. This is so that the other two could go by this. I was actually born in Ohio.
Really?
And I straddled two worlds. The Spanish world, the English world. And the Spanish world also needs a heavy dose of heavy metal rock and roll. Because it's also going the same way.
Yep.
Down the toilet. You see I'm not PC in my comments. But you're true rock and roll revolutionaries. And we need more of your music and more of your promotions. Keep on belting out those EPs. Keep on belting out those concerts. And my God, you're going to come here to Florida one day.
For sure. I think like it just comes down to like whatever music you make, it's got to come from here first.
True.
Right from the heart.
Yeah, that's what it is. Your music comes from the heart. The other that I talked about, the New York, California, Nashville, isn't from the heart. It's from the money.
Yeah.
When you have true art, the true art comes from the brain and the heart.
Hearts.
The mainstream music
Yeah. What I learned is
I have
that
this in YouTube eventually, and I also have this in Rumble, but the mainstream music, I'm not gonna make any comments because it'll probably be censored.
yeah.
Because I was about ready to say some expletives. And I don't know if I'm allowed to say expletives. But I do want to say it was a pleasure and an honor having you all here. And I hope it's not the last. You're one of the greatest groups. I love your music. And you're going to be going places. And I'm also making sure that your music gets promoted in all of my social media. Just like I've been doing with Deanne Hilton, with Reedsway, and with all others. You rock. There's a little bit of maniacs in all of us. But behind the maniac, we are doing a revival, a revolution of rock music, and never forget that. You all never forget that. And Casey, you also rock. You're one of the greatest. Never forget that.
My shoulder.
And the other guy, the other person who's a great friend of Deanne, you also too.
Yeah.
You too. You're gonna go places. And the one with the mask,
Yeah. Logan.
That would be you.
you're gonna go places too. Forget that. Just like you're available at digital platforms, I'm also available at digital platforms. Instagram, Facebook. I'm also available on YouTube, Rumble. I'm also available on some of the other ones like Gab, Brighteon, and BitChute, where we do all of the revival as well as of rock music, and where you also have the true artists as well. That's all I can say. Do you have anything to say to the rest of the world and to the rest of the states?
The kingdom cometh. Get ready for us. Because this next year, we're going to be coming in hot and heavy. And we're going to be more passionate than we've ever been. So just be ready, because we're going to be here to not only fill your hearts with love, but encourage you, inspire you,
Empower.
encourage you, fill you with the same passion that drives us to do what we love to do for all of you. It's all encouragement.
You've inspired me to newer heights. You've made me, who was also a lover of heavy metal and all forms of rock and roll. I'm not only talking about the States and England. I'm talking about the Spanish one as well. Well, Spain had some of the good, but it also had some of the good metallic music as well. And you're going to inspire us. Rock and roll is not dead. It's alive, and it's kicking, and it's going to have a revival.
Damn straight.
It's going to be coming back. And I'm also, in addition to all those digital platforms, please feel free to visit me and all those. And also, please visit the Kingdom LLC. Visit them. They're really the greatest. Buy the album in the digital forms and support them. Listen to them. They're the greatest. Without much to say, this is Roberto Alvarez-Galloso, also known as Dr. Rob, for the Americana Bistro Grill, one of the greatest programs to promote true Americana music, rock, country, and the Americana folk music in between. The true music. Without much.
Eric.
Peace in, peace out, and peace everywhere. Thank you very much.
You.
Thank you.
Thank you.